Hello and thanks for joining me on another episode of Frog Solo TV. My name's Toby Cooper, and on tonight's show I'll bring you a full wrap-up of the recent Mumbannar 160, Colo Park Challenge and the Burdekin Enduro. I'll look ahead at this weekend's Bencubbin event in Western Australia, along with insights from Toddy Lehman, Russ Cullen, the Mitchell family and Michael Marson. Before jumping into the show tonight, I'd just like to say our thoughts go out to all our off-road friends and families who have been affected by the terrible flooding on the mid-north coast of New South Wales over the past week. We're thinking of you all during these difficult times. Now straight into our first event review, the 2025 GT Bobcat Mumbannar 160, held on Saturday the 17th of May. 35 starters took to the 10-kilometre layout for round 3 of the new Southern States Off-Road Club Challenge. On a day that presented crews with a taste of all 4 seasons, it was local member Toddy Lehman who stole the show, completing the 160 kilometres of competition 4 minutes ahead of his nearest rivals Dean Carter and Gary Turnbull. Earlier in the week, I was able to catch up with the champion himself, Toddy Lehman. Enjoy. It's a pleasure to welcome on to Frog Solo TV for the first time, recent Mumbannar champion Toddy Lehman. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Thanks for having me on the show.
No worries. Firstly, congratulations. You had a nice victory there a couple of Saturdays ago. Tell us a bit about your weekend. Looked like the Jimco was a dream to run again.
Yeah, no, we had a good run. It was, the conditions down there were near on perfect. It was looking pretty dry leading up to the event, but Friday night after scrutineering, we had a couple of good showers of rain and then, a couple of scattered showers through Saturday through the racing, and it was just, it was prime.
A great start to the Jimco days for you. Couldn't be any better, really.
Yeah, it's been a dream run, to be honest. To finish 5 races, let alone 5 on the podium, was a pretty good effort. No doubt that'll come to an end at some stage, but we'll keep taking them while they're there. So, it's been good.
100%. The event hosted by the Middleton Sand Buggy Club always seems to be a great spectacle down there.
Yeah, it's just a good atmosphere down there. Great camping conditions. There's probably nearly double the amount of caravans to race cars, so there's plenty of people down there. It's just a good setting. No dust. It might get a bit fresh at night down there, but it's just a great spot. Back to the race. Might look like a straightforward on paper 4-minute victory, but you face some quality competition all day on the Saturday. Dean Carter, Gary Turnbull, the veteran, in second and third, so they would have kept you on your toes. Yeah, no, it's never easy, mate. It's a great field. It's good to see a good mixture of cars. Like there's a good even amount of cars through every class. The way the format is, the smaller cars go out in the first heat, so they get a nice flat track. And I think Timmy Walker set the 3rd fastest lap time in a Class 3 for the whole day in the first heat when it was nice and flat. Yeah. Then in the second heat, we go out there and dig some nice big holes and make it a bit harder for them. But, Dino's always up around the pointy end of the field, and Gary Turnbull's got plenty of experience. We got drawn out of the hat to start side by side with Gary, and I'm not a big fan of coming into that first corner being second. So, we just put the right foot down and, got the job done. Also, any plans for the rest of the season, mate? ARB Australian round at Waikerie coming up in only a couple of months' time. You heading up for that? Yeah, we'll go up to Waikerie. The car's pretty much prepped and ready to go. Had very little to do to it after Mumbannar. The Waikerie Club put on a great event. This will be the 3rd time we've been there now, so it was good to see them taking on the ARB Championship. It's a reasonably small club, but they've done a power of work there and they made it better and better each year, so we'll go there and support them. And it's the new track there at Waikerie. You've obviously had a bit of a run there. I know they're extending it quite a bit. Is that any advantage for you going up against some of the other ARB guys that haven't been on that new track? Yeah, I think the track's got a bit of everything. So there's some tight stuff, some real wide open stuff. I don't think the track suits anyone in particular. Just got to be on it all day and just give it a bit of respect, because there's a few trees that will get you. But yeah, I don't think it's any advantage, because there's new track in there this year that we haven't done yet. So we'll just go up there and try our best.
All the best, mate. Congratulations again on your victory a couple of weekends ago. Thanks for joining me on Frog Solo TV, and good luck to you and the team for the remainder of 2025.
No worries, mate. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
No worries. There's Toddy Lehman. Other class winners from the Mumbannar 160 included Aaron Heemskirk, who finished comfortably in fourth, Dave Middlemas, Brenton Davey, Tim Walker, Heath Whedon, Jason Forsman, Chloe Swatton and Linda Miller. Despite the unfortunate loss of almost half the field due to the extreme flooding on the mid-north coast, the Colo Park Challenge went ahead with their event, with 23 crews contesting the first round of the New South Wales Off-Road Championship for 2025 in near-perfect race conditions on the weekend. Tom Dixon continued his terrific run of form in his V8-powered Crumco Baja Bug to claim a maiden outright victory, a win years in the making for himself and navigator Adam McGrath. Dixon held off past Colo champion and Can-Am charger Nathan Shivers by 56 seconds, with the pair exchanging blows all weekend. Off-road newcomer Jaden Richardson Mahone finished in third ahead of Sportslight competitor Clinton Glennon and Chris Holgate in fourth and fifth respectively. It was fantastic to see Anthony Leo return to the track on the weekend after a few years building a Super 1650 buggy in-house, reaping the rewards. Leo crossed sixth outright and first in class. Other class winners included Mark Paul Grant, Darren Wright, Alexander Malloy and Dominic Stevens. New South Wales now turns its attention to the Milberdale Mountain Classic late next month. Colo also saw the debut of a new team locally here in Wariata, with the Mike Mitchell and sons Leroy Maverick and Darcy taking to the track for the first time. The Mitchells crossed second in the Super 1650 class and 11th outright, and I managed to catch up with them after their maiden voyage. Take a look. I'd like to welcome the Frog Solo TV, Mike and Leroy Mitchell. Wariata, how are we?
Good, mate, good. Very good.
Your first run of the weekend in the new car, how was it down at Colo?
Awesome, mate. Awesome fun. We had a blast. Yep, really good event.
And how'd you go, Leroy?
Yeah, it was great fun. Had a really good time there.
You even had a drive. I think you shared it. You did one heat Sunday morning.
Yeah, the course had changed a bit. So I went out for reconnaissance and then did a lap around it, and it was good fun.
And for your first appearance on the weekend, I think you finished 11th outright and in second in the Super 1650. So that's no slouch effort. You must have been pretty stoked with that.
Yeah, no, very happy with that. There, the little car, she was just going hard, and we were there's a fair few rocky sections there we were a bit worried about, but she held up. We hit a log there in prologue and bent a bar, but it's been going really good. Yeah.
And Mike, you were just saying before, how did you sort of get into the sport?
Well, probably, I guess it was late 80s when the off-road was just down the road at Wariata Rail. We were only young fellas, and Terry had a HQ ute, and we rode our push bikes down there to the track and got into the bush there, and we watched them go past, and that was probably where it first started. Then in '95, I went to Fink with Terry, with Greg, because I'm good mates with Greg, and Leanne went to school with them, and we ended up doing the '95 Fink, and I think Terry got second there behind Bob Mowbray, and that was a really good experience, and I suppose it was sort of started back then. Yeah, yep.
And here you are, 30 years later with your sons having a run around. It's good to see.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about Colo. Usually a very dusty and dry weekend, but obviously their thoughts with everyone that suffered from the bad floods last week over the mid-north coast. And
it was a pity with the floods and that everyone, the Chandlers and all them fellas couldn't get there, but it was, the track was wet to start with because they'd had 180 mil, and prologue was wet and greasy, but as it went on, it dried out and it was really good. We didn't have to worry about dust at all, which was probably one thing we were worried about. But Sunday the track really come good, and it was everyone's speed was picking up, and hit the last jump in fourth gear flat. It was good. Yeah,
and it's probably a good weekend, a good place to start actually. Colo, no phone reception, not much going on, just great people, and you get down there and basically in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's
Yeah.
only 80 k's from Sydney, but it feels like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
Down there.
that's right. That's what Darcy said. Do you think we're only an hour from Sydney, Dad? Where's all the lights? I said,
Yeah.
mate, no, she's over the hill there somewhere. But
Yeah.
no, it was great. Really good event.
And what's next for you guys? Milberdale's in about, I think, 4 weeks' time, so it's going to come pretty quick. You'll try and head down there.
Yeah, that's the plan. We don't have too much to do. We've got Billy Coote's going to have to do a bit of welding up here on one side, but we'll plan to get to Milberdale. We don't have too many major things to do to her, so yeah, all going well. We'll be at Milberdale, and looking forward to that.
And then it won't be long, and you'll be able to put on a show for local Warrior people. It's going to come pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, let's hope she's all still going. Then it'll be great.
Yeah.
Like she's an old car. There's probably not a real lot been changed with it over since the last 30 years. It's got a good gearbox. When we bought the thing, that's what everyone said.
Yeah.
The gearbox, mate, make sure she's a good one. We've got a good Weddle in there, and it's old mate James Whalen that camped next to us this year at Colo, he said, look, that car, mate, with that gearbox, he said, if that was a combi, you probably wouldn't be driving it like that. You'd break it.
You'd break it.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else you'd like to thank for getting you to
we had a few late nights with Craig Gilgerson and Billy Coote there helping us we had to pull the motor out because we put another clutch in it and looking for a noise that we worked out was a CV in the end. But anyway, we learned how to pull the motor out, and we sort of like to thank those guys. And we're always talking to Derek, asking Derek what we should be doing and what tyres we should be running, and he tells us what to do.
Superman is 1650 class over the years.
Whether we listen to him or not, but
filter it through.
Yeah.
No, very good.
No, it's been good.
Anyway, well done. Welcome to Off-Road Racing, you could say, and hopefully we'll see you on the track at Milberdale in a few weeks.
Sounds good, mate. Thanks very much.
No worries. There we go, the Mitchells. Last weekend was also round 2 of the 2025 Mickey Thompson ARB Queensland Off-Road Racing Championship, the Burdekin Enduro. And to discuss all things Burdekin, I am joined by Club President and 5th place finisher, Michael Marson. I'd like to welcome back to Frogs Hollow TV, Michael Marson. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Good. Firstly, congratulations to you and the club on another successful running of the Burdekin Enduro. Looked like another terrific weekend up there in North Queensland.
Mate, it was awesome. We had perfect weather. We had mud and dust all in a short space of each other, but it was exceptional weekend. Track held up, got a bit rough at the end, but and it was just that top 10 especially everyone was going hell for leather. So it was sort of like nearly being at a national round, to be honest with you. I looked at that top 10 and I thought, wow, this is going to go off, and it did. So it was fantastic.
And after about 4 lead changes, how good was it to see the locals, James and Liz Sant, secure a breakthrough victory in the off-road scene?
Mate, I am so happy for them. A couple of years ago, they purchased a racer engineering chassis identical to the one I had. So they have developed that thing and got it to a point where now it's super fast. Eddie, their shock tuning guys, got the thing working so well. It was so good. Those guys travel so far, and hats off to them. Matty Lawless also in second. I mean, I'm so happy for him. The ex Steve Sanderson Jimco, he's toiled away with that for a couple of years now, and he had a good run. And a local Charter Stowers club member, Dan Dunn, he had a fantastic run. He is super fast, that guy. He's obviously done well at Mumbannar, and he's done well at Don River as well. So the podium was, to be honest with you, a little bit unexpected. If you'd said that Sunday morning, you probably would have thought, maybe not. Tony Falabra, unfortunately, had an alternator go on him in the last lap, winning the race. So that probably a couple of years that Tony's just had a little bit of bad luck, but I think his time will turn. Craig Krog got a flat, otherwise he would have been on the podium in his Razorback. And it was an interesting weekend. Trent Callender was doing really well, broke a spindle. He was right up there pushing Talbot. And Drew actually in my old car did really well, but the CV clipped. So let go on him, and that was a quick fix, and he was back racing. Talbot did a CV clip as well, so very unusual to see something like that happen to two cars in literally a kilometre from each other, which was interesting. But and all through the classes, Dave Longden, Chris Colborn, like everyone fought hard. It was amazing sort of high intensity racing, if I could put it that way. So fantastic to watch.
And yourself, though, crossed in fifth in the junior race. You must have been pretty happy with that. Aaron Nickel just pipped you for 4.
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit embarrassed, to be honest with you. That little car, I keep flogging the bejeebers out of it, and it just keeps coming up the good. So, I don't want to boast about that one. That was sort of like survival of the fittest, I guess, a little bit. But no, it's good fun. I now that I haven't got the car and I'm waiting for the new one, so I guess being able to race in something is awesome. So.
Yeah. And also Saturday afternoon, you had the little shootout. Tell us a bit about that quickly.
Yeah, so we had the ARB Sprint, which we had $600 worth of vouchers, and we were a bit unsure because we've had this sprint that's not part of the timing. We time it, but it's not part of the overall race results, and we weren't too sure how many would go in it. And so we threw $1,000 cash at it, and that brought everyone out of the pits for it, and that was just exceptional. There's like a 1 kilometre track right in front of the start finish area, so you could see the cars the whole time. And it was next level, and the crowd absolutely loved it. I think it's becoming a favourite now. All the locals come out at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon and watch it. So, no, that was good. Dan Dunn pipped Talbot by half a second, and then I think I was third. So there was about 15 or 18 cars in the end went in it, and I appreciate everyone that did, because it is a bit hard to go out there, and trust me, you thrash your car trying to catch that guy in front. So we go 4 cars, 10 seconds apart, based on your lap times from the day. So technically the guy in front should not be caught, but the guy behind goes as hard as he possibly can to catch. So it's a real spectacle, and it's a highlight for everyone that comes. So it was great.
Just quickly, just back to Trent Callender. I was talking to a few of the guys who competed and also there watching. What are your thoughts on him? He's going to do some serious damage in some big races, I reckon, over the next sort of 5 to 10 years if he keeps at it.
Yeah, look, fantastic talent. I mean, you talk about some talent around the country. There is a lot of good young guys. Down at Rainbow, there was some couple of really good young guys coming through. Guys like Chris Tucker and a couple other new faces. Great, people like Clayton Chapman's been around the scene, but he's still in his early 30s. And now somebody like Trent stepped up to his dad's Razorback V8. And I know Drew's probably not going to like me saying this because he bought my old car, but which he'll take some time to get, work his way into. But Trent is an exceptional talent. The kid is super humble, one of the nicest kids, and a real credit to his mum and dad, how he conducts himself. And you know what, in North Queensland we got some really good young talent coming through. Kai Camilleri's another one who's going to be on the scene for hopefully a long time, and hopefully we'll have a champion out of NQ and sometime in the future. So, but no, Trent got a lot of time for Trent and his family, and they just an exceptional talent. So no, really good.
And the Burdekin Club now turns its attention to the big one, the 2025 Don River Dash, in only a few months' time now. How's that shaping up, mate?
Mate, that is looking fantastic. We have announced that we've got Custom Lithium as our new major sponsor, and they've signed up for a couple of years. Custom Lithium come about through Jack and Amy Moldwaters. So they had that company as a sponsor, and the guys from Custom Lithium come to the race last year and absolutely loved it. When the opportunity arose this year with the outright naming rights sponsor, they jumped on the phone and they were all over it. So they really they've jumped on board 100%. We've got heaps of current normal sponsors, usual sponsors come back on board too. Bow and Rail and Abbott Point Operations, they've been with us for a long time. Obviously Bow and Rail was the major last year. they've stepped back to a gold sponsorship. RGM maintenance. But one thing I can sort of announce tonight, if I'm allowed, if that's okay, if you got another minute, is we've actually teamed up with Jack and Amy Milewaters from Moore Motorsport, and what they've approached us to bring a couple of Americans out. Bailey Cole did come out last year, the guy that the son of King of the Hammers, sort of joining with Jack and Amy, and we're actually bringing our PCI race radios to the event. So, and the owner's son, Race, that's his name, Race Steinberger. He's going to come out, and we're going to do we're going to do 3 tech talks on Friday night. So any of the competitors that want to go over and have a listen to what they got to say. So the first one is, PCI race radios. The second one is Lewis Estrada from All Tech Motorsports. Now, Lewis is the right-hand man to a person who a lot of Australian off-roaders would know from back in Fink, probably 8 or 9 years ago, when he is the right-hand man of Wayne Israelson, who used to work for Fox, and he used to come out to Fink and tune everyone's cars. So, so those two representatives are coming out from the respective companies, as well as the third tech talk will be from Custom Lithium, talking about using the lithium batteries in off-road. I know our truck in America has got those lightweight lithium batteries in them. And I think that's definitely a way of the future. So, with all that, it's sort of a big sort of deal for us to try and sort of partner with these guys and bring it a little bit more, I guess, professional. Not just bring a couple of Americans over to see what it's all about, but bring, especially from PCI race radios and the shock. I mean, a lot of people hopefully will get a lot of knowledge out of those guys, and everything's looking very, very. Obviously, the race format doesn't change. Lots of interest this year. Bike companies on the bike side, companies coming on wanting to sort of do prizes and sponsoring the bike section, which is awesome for us. Mm-hmm. A little bit harder for us because we're car people, but developing the bike side of the race has been massive. And the cars, I mean, we've had a lot of guys, a lot of interest, people, talking about coming up for that time of the year and spending and having a holiday with the family as well as racing. So, really looking forward to it. It's a lot of work. So the club sort of turned our attention to that now, and that's come along really good.
Awesome, mate. Going to be another ripper. Week up there. It's more than just the weekend. Hopefully see you up there. Thanks again for joining me on Frogs Hollow TV. Congrats on another successful weekend at Burdekin, and good luck to yourself and the team and the club for the remainder of 2025.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for having me on, and just look, big good luck to everyone, all our local friends and everyone who's going to Fink. Be safe and go hard. So talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Mick. Always great to catch up, mate, and look forward to seeing you at Don River very soon. Other class winners from the Burdekin Enduro included David Luffman in 6th, Ryan Jones, Anna Phyllis, Joshua Pyle, Michael Bertonazzi, and Stephen Blake. Now on to our only preview on tonight's episode, this weekend's ARB Bencubbin event, round 3 of the Western Australian Off-Road Racing Championship. And again, we were fortunate enough to secure the thoughts of Western Australian correspondent Russ Cullen on the happenings in the West. Check it out.
Well, viewers, welcome back to Frogs Hollow. Some great off-road racing coverage here from Frogs Hollow. Terrific to see the show continuing and going from strength to strength. Over here in the West, everybody's licked their wounds from Carnarvon's Gas Dash, the brutal track that it was. Enjoyable but brutal. Very trying track up at the dash there, so everyone's got over that. Now we've got our silky smooth, fast Bencubbin, supported by ARB. Bencubbin, nice facilities, awesome facilities, great bar, great ability for everyone to catch up and socialise, which will be terrific. The track's fairly smooth, but it's really enjoyable. Doesn't really test the equipment that much, but certainly tests the drivers because the speed's up there, so the consequences are pretty high if you make a mistake. So Bencubbin's a real challenge in that respect. probably one thing that's going to happen at Bencubbin, and it's quite a unique situation. We've got a few comeback kids. Justin Stedman doing Bencubbin for the first time in a long time, so that's really cool to see Justin. And Justin's showed some good pace at the gas dash, so that'll be interesting to see how he fares. Probably Bencubbin this weekend is going to be the biggest challenge to Adam Truella's reign, because Stedman's looking quick. Keithy Rance has entered the race. Harley Uren's making a comeback after a little bit of an engine bay fire, so he had a few, obviously being an engine bay fire, he had electrical problems. That's always a bit of a worry when you're coming back from an electrical grenelin, but I believe that's been well and truly fixed, so that'll be interesting to see how Harley goes. He's always quick at Bencubbin. Who else is in the mix there? As I said, Keithy Rance will be quick. Brad Krepp in his truck will be quite quick at Bencubbin. The serial killer Dave Rowett's in a pro light, so he could shake up the pro light field. Mickey Davis got a new power plant in his pro light, so he could sort of penetrate into that sort of top 10, maybe top 5. The Magic Man, Mickey Davis. Derek De Bruin in the other inland mechanical entry. Good to see him out on track. Just generally speaking, Bencubbin is super enjoyable. Facilities are great, camping's great. It's a very social race. So those of which that are finding the cost of the sport a little bit out of reach to do a full season, they always come to Bencubbin to spectate, help and volunteer. So big ups to those people. And yeah, supported by ARB and the Shire of Mount Marshall, it's going to be an absolute humdinger. Look forward to it. Bencubbin, flat out and fast.
Before finishing, I'd like to give another huge shout out to our amazing partners and contributors for their support across 2025. Our show simply would not be possible without your commitment. We're also in the process of getting some Frogs Hollow TV merch, so keep an eye on that over the coming weeks on our socials. So that's a wrap on tonight's show. Good luck to all those competing at Bencubbin this weekend. Safe travels to those on their way to Alice Springs. And more importantly, stay tuned to the next episode of Frogs Hollow TV. Cheerio.